So the Nintendo Switch 2 has been announced and we don't have a lot to go on because it was simply a product trailer released. Lucky for you, I went through various articles on the internet and compiled some of the best information I could find along with some speculation that might be true. So what's the news on the Switch 2? So as far as design, we're not looking at a large change in appearance like Sony products tend to do or like the difference between the GameCube to Wii U. One major difference is instead of the slide-on classic clicking Joy-Cons we're used to, the Switch 2 will feature magnetic Joy-Cons that attach horizontally instead of vertically. While it's a cool idea, I can definitely see this becoming a potential problem if the magnets were to lose strength over time. I can already see Reddit overflowing with people talking about how Nintendo's support sucks and how they're annoyed they had to pay so much for magnets that were going to break. Also, instead of having each Joy-Con being a particular color, the factory released Joy-Cons are sporting an all-black look with color accents, which in my opinion, separate it from being an overly family-friendly or childlike brand into a modern, cool gaming aesthetic. Which is just my opinion though, and the change doesn't matter too much since we know Joy-Cons can be swapped out and come in different designs and colorways. The Switch 2 also shows to have a pretty substantial estimated maybe 60% increased display size, as well as a built-in stand for tabletop gaming and viewing on your downloaded streaming apps. I didn't often use my Switch for streaming, but there were a few times when I would play mobile games on my phone, and it was nice to use the Switch while my girlfriend had the TV occupied. In the trailer, we also see that it has not one but two USB-C plugs, which could be due to the tabletop mode, allowing you to charge it from the top instead of being restricted to a cable feeding through the bottom of some rigged up or purchased stand. Now looking at some features and specs, the question that I'm sure is on everyone's mind is will the Switch 2 be compatible with the previous console's games? Well, according to the trailer, this is an outstanding yes, which makes me happy as someone who grew up in the early 2000s when every company was making new consoles and specifically Nintendo's new handhelds. It was always a bummer dealing with knowing your older games weren't going to work on the new systems. But it's 2025 and backwards compatibility honestly should be a given. Other than that, the console itself is said to be more powerful. Now, I don't think there's any chance we're hitting 4K like Sony or Microsoft consoles, but we're getting a more powerful version of the Switch, hence the simple name Switch 2. When it comes to this, I'm never too angry about the Switch graphics because they're good for Switch games, meaning Nintendo games. Most people really buy the newer Nintendo consoles to play specific blockbuster titles like Zelda, Pokemon, or Animal Crossing, and these are games that are exclusive. I don't know anyone who's specifically buying a Switch to be their main home entertainment unit. You buy it for the titles you know and love. While Sony and Microsoft are changing their exclusives to be open access titles, Nintendo pretty much stays true to which games are theirs, and they're good at it. I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to interface, but I couldn't imagine playing Pokemon on the newest PlayStation. Unfortunately, this is all we know so far about the Switch, but I'm keeping my eye on things, so I'll make shorts and longer videos as the information comes out, so be sure to subscribe and like the video for updates. Much love as always, be safe out there.